Hey, welcome to my channel. This video is a VOD review I did with one of my students. If you would like to get a VOD review for free, just go into the description of this video so we can get one started. Any rank, any role. I would love to help. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Enjoy the show. You said you don't really like the Ornn matchup. Sorry to break it to you, it's just a bad matchup. That's one thing. There is some things you can do. Probably heard these tips before. Use your W when he is ulting so he can't hit the goat back into you. Try to save your E to dodge his ult and also his W. His main source of damage is when he uses his W and his brittle. So if you don't know what the brittle is, it's whenever you have that little red thing above your head. That's where his main source of damage is. And when those things are down, like when his W's down, when his ult's down, it's a better time to fight him because those are the only sources of damage. And he has pretty long cooldowns compared. I mean, Renekton also has pretty long cooldowns, but when you're starting to slow push a wave into him, after this wave, Ornn should not be able to step up, period. Because you're slow pushing in a wave, if this guy ever tries to go for this wave, you should be able to punish him pretty hard. Because you are a Renekton and you're able to basically get him away from this wave. If he starts fighting you, your wave is going to do more damage than his. So he's playing way too close to this wave, because look how big your wave is already. This guy should not be able to even be in his casters. He should be all the way back here. We're also going to be talking about this. You're about to hit level 6. You're about to hit level 6, and this guy should not be this close. Because you're able to just E, W, Q, E back. And that's the short trade that you get, and you shouldn't be able to do anything about it. But we're going to talk about your level 6 advantage, because I felt like you really didn't do too much with it. You did get a level 6 advantage, and you did kind of use it, but you didn't use it to the best of your abilities. It's on the next wave, I think. So on this wave, this is where you hit level 6. You can see that you're really close. I think it's actually one more minion. Your level 6 wasn't bad, but it could have been way better if you postured a little bit better. Because you postured in a way where you have to take some time to step up to him. You postured down here to kill this minion, while we can just posture right here, and this is a faster way to get to him. It's just a better posture, and you'll just be able to get onto him even faster. But that's basically it. You just need to posture better when you're about to hit this level 6, so you can have a better level 6 engage. And there's no questions about that?
If I'm posturing like that and he walks up, do I trade with him then at that point?
Yeah.
Even though I'm not level 6?
Yeah, because it's like this. Even if he tries to trade you, you just kill this one minion, you hit level 6, you fight him. You know? You're ahead in a level, you have a whole ult. That's one of your biggest power spikes is your ult. And you should be able to win this trade or win this fight because you hit level 6 while he's not. This next thing.
Yeah, I saw this when I was doing the replay.
Yeah.
I did wrong here.
Do you have a keybind for target champions?
I don't.
I highly recommend getting it. You would have been able to kill this Ornn on this tower dive that you did. But since you didn't have target champions on, you target a minion, and yeah. I like to put it on my C key, but just try to find a good key that you can put it on, and then use it whenever. Obviously, it'll take some time getting used to when you should use it. We talked about the matchup a little bit. We talked about how we can do certain things like use RW when he's ulting, use your E's to dodge his ult, and maybe just save our E's in order to not engage, but in order to just dodge his abilities, because that's where he gets most of his damage. One thing I did say is punishing Ornn's cooldowns. And Ornn's going to do a whole lot of abilities right next to our tower. And now he has no W, he has no Q. We can just go for a trade right here. It should be a free trade. He shouldn't be able to match your damage at all. And minion damage doesn't matter at level 9 anymore. It's not, it really doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
Is level 9 like the break point for that, or is there a certain point I should...
I would say, yeah, level 9, maybe, it's kind of hard to determine. but I would say around probably 7, 8, 9 is where wave management kind of dies out a little bit, and waves don't hurt you as much, and fights in waves don't matter as much as it did in like the first 6 levels, because you have so much HP and so much armor because of the constant level gains that the minions don't really do much anymore. Is when you started actually fighting him, because you do start fighting him. It was just that second E that I have a problem with.
E back into, yep.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to use it. Just chill.
I was already in position. I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I was trying to armor thread some more, but I already have Black Cleaver. I don't know why I did that.
This stuff is kind of nitpicky in how you fight, but it was after you do this, and it felt like you had time to dodge this Ornn ult, and you just didn't. You have time to step up, and then you just kind of like tanked it. But just dodging that first part is already really good. Who cares about dodging the second part? Dodging that first part's already really good because he gets 1 less brittle stack. And the brittle does how much percent? 14% of your max health damage, right? Just dodge that first one. It probably would have gotten you. I don't know if you get the kill here. I don't remember. He might.
No, I think he kills me.
Yeah, he does kill you. But just dodging that first one would have probably gotten you that kill. You just need to start paying attention to your map a little bit more and make better decisions. It wasn't necessarily this fight that you had with Fiddle, but it was afterwards. Everyone is missing on the map.
Collapse on me.
Yeah, like everyone collapses on you. There's nobody on the map. You don't know where anybody is. There is an objective up, so in the top side. So, you know, we can just think that people are probably coming up here. Since you started fighting, everyone just kind of comes to you, and you just die. But also, I also want to talk about this one thing with your flash usage. It felt kind of useless. It didn't really do anything for you. I think a better flash would have just been even just walking towards this Swain, because if we think about how Swain works and how he can stop us, is that he pushes an E towards us and then it comes back to him. If we just walk towards him as the E's coming to us, the root only happens when it comes back. So we just gotta walk towards him and then flash over the wall, and then he won't root us, and we'll be gone basically. He might still catch up to us with his ghost, but probably you'll get your E back up and he won't be able to stun you. This flash just felt useless, and if you just flash towards the Swain this way, you probably wouldn't have made it to the wall, but if you flash towards the Swain and he just uses his E, you probably might have gotten away. Who knows what have actually happened, but I felt like you could have gone away, but you just went into the lane. And then there's just one more thing, and it's about your Baron usage. I felt like you did pretty well with your Baron, but then we started being a little too aggressive, and I know it made sense why you've been more aggressive, because people were getting killed. After you get these kills, these like deaths happen around the map where you guys are ahead, so we have 2 people down already. We just have to recognize that the only thing that makes us, the only thing that makes Baron good for us is that this wave is pushing in. The wave is the one thing that makes Baron useful. We're not useful as much with Baron because it doesn't give us that much attack damage or ability power. It gives us some, but it doesn't do much. It's mostly about the minions. And after these minions die, we just have to back off and wait for the next wave. This cannon will die, but you guys are staying so far up, and just it's so aggressive. There's no usefulness of being this far up, getting collapsed. You're about to get collapsed on by this Fiddle because you guys are so far up, and the minion wave's just back here. You can just walk back, catch this minion wave, go with the minion wave, and it'll just be better. Does that make sense?
Showing here and keeping the pressure off of Misfortune isn't better here?
Showing here is not doing anything. It really isn't. You're showing here just to die. I guess yes, we can say you're creating pressure, but the pressure is very, very non-existent. The pressure is you're bringing people towards you, and you're getting both 2 kills for 2 Baron buff kills is better than, I guess, losing 1 tower mid. That's what I say. This is good for them. But if we just back off, don't give them these kills, we can continue this pressure, this even better pressure, because we have a minion wave, and this Rise can't step up, because if he steps up to this wave, he'll just die. That is all the things that I caught that I could have seen that really mattered. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Or you have any questions or anything?
The tower dive I went for, where I missed my W.
Yes.
I know grubs are coming up around that time. Do I even go for that play on going for Orn, or should I just go back down to grubs at that time?
Let's see.
So I got 2 people walking up to grubs.
Yeah.
Orin's kind of stuck here at the wave. I W miss him. But it's a 2v2 down in there.
Yeah.
Before I even go for the tower dive with like 3/4 HP, I should just be walking down the grubs, right?
Yeah, you can definitely walk down to grubs. It's such a small time window. Yeah, you can definitely walk down.
I mean, I wouldn't have ult.
Yeah, you wouldn't have ult, but it's a 3v2. And Fiddlesticks doesn't have ult, and the only one that has ult is Rise. But yeah, you could probably even walk down there. I guess it's just, you were just too focused on the Orn at this point.
I mean, I saw it happening. I just thought that Yi and Vex could handle Rise.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I understand the like thought process behind it, and like, yeah, they could be fine, they could be, but if we think about how we want to play League, we just want to create numbers advantages in areas. We just want to go to things that give us a number advantage, and for the most part, numbers advantage will always win. There are some other factors like HP, mana, and how many items, how fed people are, but the biggest one is numbers advantage. And if we just walk down here, it's a 3v2, we'll most likely win. It's not a flip of a coin, but if we go for this is a flip of a coin, and if we just let them do this 2v2, that's also a flip of a coin.
How else can I affect, like, objectives in this game? I know it's a pretty broad topic, but Fiddlesticks ends up getting 4 out of the 5 dragons on this game. It's just, I feel like I need to play around it a little more.
One thing that is probably deterring you away from dragons is just not having TP. TP is so useful with trying to actually get objectives.
I did have another match against Orn, which I lost yesterday, and I did take TP over Ignite on that because I saw in this game that Ignite just doesn't matter in the matchup too much. So that helped me play around dragons a little more, but it didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I say Ignite can help you win that early game. It definitely can. You did kind of win the early game for the most part. You got that early kill because of Ignite, and then for the most part, every time you had Ignite, Orn either had a flash away, or you were gonna win it. The Ignite just causes you to not be able to go to dragons anymore. For the most part, it's really hard to go for a dragon fight unless you proxy or you have TP. And like, yeah, honestly, if you don't like this Orn matchup, Renekton is a pretty good proxy farmer because he has pretty good wave clear. And if you want even better wave clear, take a Ravenous Hydra, you know, go for Tiamat. And then, because this guy, I feel like he can't really fight you over here as good as he really wants to, because he doesn't have a lot of chaseability. He can't really chase you that much, and you have so much escapability and wave clear that you just clear the wave and then go to this section of the tower, clear this wave, back, go for the dragon, and then he still has 2 waves to take care of before he can ever move, and he has still 2 waves to push in order to take a tower. So that could be a thing you might want to try. But proxying is very difficult. It is a very interesting strat to do, but it might be something that you can try if you feel like you still want to go Ignite, or if you still even want to do it in general. If you don't really like the matchup, let's just not play it and just proxy. We can definitely do this again if you want to. There wasn't really much to talk about. I didn't feel like there was, at least. It was some nitpicky things, some things about Orn,